Morning. It's Wednesday, July the 16th. Wanted to give you a quick morning update on where I'm seeing XRP currently. As we start here with the daily, as you can see, we are looking very, very strong here on the daily. Looks like we're continuing this rising wedge higher, which is very similar to what happened around November the 12th through the 14th here. It's taking a little bit more time than what it did here back in November, but that's to be expected. More liquidity takes a little bit more time for the price to move here, and probably more supply as well since then. So yeah, looking good on the daily as we come down to the 6 hour. Again, we're looking great. We've not lost this recent support here at 280, and I would expect here by the end of the day for us to break 304 and start putting in potentially new all-time highs either today or certainly by Friday. And apologize for the squeaky toys in the background. Evidently my dogs are getting some playtime with other members of my family. But yeah, XRP is looking great. Nothing to worry about here. We continue our bullish trend. Of course, this aligns with the rest of the market here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin might still have another drop here to 114,000-ish area for its wave 4. What the current count that I'm seeing here on Bitcoin is that this was wave 1, that was wave 2, this was wave 3, and you have 5 subwaves here for wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we could be putting in either this is wave 4 here at this recent low, or we could be coming down as low as 114 area before we then start to put in our 5th wave. And this is only going to be, I believe, the 5th of the 3rd. So probably the 5th wave will bring us up to mid 130s. Let me show you why I think that and kind of the overall wave count here. I believe this was actually macro wave 1. We're putting in a wave 3. And then ultimately we should have a wave 5 up to 175-ish area. At that point, we could get an extended 5th wave that would take us up to the low 200,000s, 250 on Bitcoin. We're just going to need to see where we are with time and price relative to the rest of the market. But yeah, as I look overall, I think Ethereum is starting to show some signs of its next leg, which is great. We know that historically, Ethereum has to be a part of the bull run for the rest of the altcoins to really do well. Of course, that can change at any point, but looking back at the 10 years of market history that we have, or 8 years of market history that we have, that's what Ethereum does. And so it's good to see that that Ethereum is showing strength. I do start to look for either $8,000 to $10,000 Ethereum before the end of this bull cycle, at least. We could go higher than that, but 8,000 to 10,000 is my range for Ethereum. But yeah, everything else continues to look great that I've been covering the last several days. Supra, Velo, Flare. Someone asked me about Flare. It's looking great. I think Flare is going to do well. We're going to at least put in an 8 to 10 cent Flare price before the end of all this. Could go higher. Stronghold is looking great. I stand by my targets on Stronghold. I think this could be one of the top performers of the market. I think we could come up to 87 cents on Stronghold. XDC, Telcoin continues on its tear. It might have a little bit of a pullback here in this area that we're currently coming into, but no problems with Telcoin. I think we'll eventually, go up to 96 cents on Telcoin. Possibly, Stellar, Fartcoin, all these are looking great. So coming back to XRP, because this is the one that I've traded the most over the last 7 to 8 years. Yeah, everything's looking great. I do think that our first major target here of around $5 is going to be put in here hopefully in the next week. And then I'm looking for low 2-digit targets, $10, $12. And then the market's going to tell us where we're currently at. We're going to look at Bitcoin when we get there. Has Bitcoin already put in a high? Is it rolling over? Is Bitcoin moving sideways? What's the nature of the market once we get there? We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance once we arrive there. We're going to look at XRP dominance once we get there. We're going to look at the XRP BTC pair once we get to some of these prices. and just see where the current overall market is. And that'll start to give us a better insight into what's going to happen in the coming months. But for now, all systems go, $5, and then the low $10 to $12 range is my next areas of interest as I'm trading. So hope everyone has a great morning, a great day, and I will be putting together a couple of more videos, one today on Corium and one on Sologenic. I've had those requested, so look for those short analysis videos as well here this morning. Talk to you soon. Thanks.